It's extraordinary. So you can do that with Airbnb. Another quick story. A lady that I know, she was facing foreclosure. Now it's her by herself. She has a house. Her children are, off, having their lives and, that kind of thing. So she's home by herself. She was facing foreclosure because unfortunately she got kind of caught up in the whole real estate, recession issue, and she got I think she took out she took out a home equity line of credit, pretty much spent it like a lot of us do, and, was counting on the market going up more, but it obviously crashed. So she could not refinance. She was in a place where she was paying this exorbitant amount of mortgage, her principal, and the interest was just crazy. And her salary could not cover it, So what was suggested to her was Airbnb. Now, her situation was a little different than this other person's situation that I just finished telling you about. Her situation was that where she lived, it was not necessarily near near an airport or a major metropolitan area. It's probably about 40 minutes away from New York City, maybe 45 minutes. If there's traffic, it's even more than that. It's not easily accessible by public transportation. I mean, you can, but it's not really. And what she did was, it was really interesting. So she started with the Airbnb, and she was getting some stuff. She actually she was actually averaging about anywhere from $700 to $800 extra per month. So she was able to get herself out of foreclosure with just that amount. All right, which is a wonderful thing. And now she's working on paying down her principal, so that way she can refinance and get into a better kind of loan. But what she did was to increase from that, let's just say she was making $750 a month. To increase is she started offering breakfast. So she pretty much turned it almost into a bed and breakfast. And, they can, people who come to stay at her Airbnb location, they can pick from a breakfast package, and she's able to charge more money for that. And so she moved from making $750 a month in profit to making almost $1,500 a month in profit. So just like that, and again, that is where. So the Airbnb, that was a compound. That was a side hustle, right? That was a side hustle. But then her understanding of the market and what people wanted, and her understanding of Airbnb to a degree, her understanding of cooking and hospitality, she was able to use that compound hustle to double the income on her side hustle, right? So that's one of the things that compound hustle does. It'll double your income, right? Or triple your income. So she took her knowledge and experience, and she added that on to the Airbnb side hustle that she had. And so now she's at a point where not only did she get herself out of foreclosure through Airbnb, and not only is she bringing in some extra money, but now she's using that extra money to invest. And she got set up with a couple of mutual funds. So a couple of mutual fund companies and things like that. So not only is she able to use that money to invest, but now she's working on a diversified portfolio of investments. All right. So that way she kind of limits her risk even more. All right. We'll get into, I'm not a financial analyst or, financial advisor or whatever. So, I do understand a little bit about risk and that kind of thing. But I am in no way experienced well, I have a lot of experience actually, but I do not have a formal education or certification that has to do with risk at all. some business classes, but that's about it. Anyway, hopefully this was extremely helpful to you all. I would say do it. I would say thumbs up to Airbnb. Make sure you do it. They have extremely good customer service. I am not being paid by Airbnb, by the way, to advertise for them. My satisfaction is getting the information, the knowledge out to you guys, so that way you can make an informed decision. And one of the things with Airbnb, you do have to be hospitable, because whatever system you have in place, whether it's multiple Airbnb properties or whether it's just an apartment, whatever, whatever your situation is for Airbnb, if that is something that you decide to do, there's going to be some interaction, maybe limited, very, very limited interaction, but there's going to be some interaction with customers, with people who want to stay. And if you're a jerk about it, or if you're, just not a friendly person, or if you can't even just fake the friendliness for a little bit, then you are probably not going to do all that well with this. So, but just in general, you really should try to have a great attitude about stuff. Having a bad attitude really doesn't get you any place. So I would say definitely do Airbnb. Think about the location that you're at, and even if the location is not, if it's off in the, it's not near an airport or something like that, I would still say do it. It does not cost you anything to market. You do not have to pay any sort of subscription fees or anything like that. You basically, get your place ready, take a couple of pictures with your smartphone, post. There's a place where you can do everything from the app, loading up the pictures and all that other stuff. Just do it. Set your bank account up to the Airbnb portal, and you don't have to hound people for money. They take care of the marketing. You really just need to make sure that that you're hospitable and that you keep the place clean. All right, which you should do anyways in your home, or whatever is your asset, your property, or whatever. Okay, so that's all for now. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. Again, if you need to bounce any ideas off of me, or you got any questions, feel free to email me. Check me out on Twitter, Facebook, whatever the case is. All right, take care. Bye.